Hugo Fry is not just a sub 30-minute 10K runner. He's not just a 63-minute half marathon runner. And he's not just a 2:17 marathon runner. He is all those things. He may soon be a sub 2:17 marathon runner. He's doing London very soon. But he's a really refreshing voice in the space. He's someone who doesn't take himself seriously, doesn't take running all that seriously. He has a really refreshing perspective on all this stuff. If you're someone who is inspired by exceptional fast running, very capable athletes, if you're someone who wants to be fast, but also doesn't want to wrap your identity in the numbers associated with the races you do, and you want to have a wider perspective, a more grounded perspective on things, this episode is for you. We sat down when I was in London and had a casual chat about all things social media, about running, and various other things. So buckle up and enjoy my conversation with the speed demon, the internet's favorite fast runner, Hugo Fry.
That's a cool concept. I like that. I just have been watching the Go On more.
It's amazing, isn't it? Mental.
It's one of the few formats though where I just actually look at it. Specifically, maybe that one. Like if it was, the weather was fine, it maybe would be more attractive to me. But
Yes.
they're just getting trench foot.
Yeah, it's mental.
I cannot believe either of those two men who are still going can function for the next 2 months of their life.
It's
gone,
crazy.
surely.
It's crazy. And Kendall, they're also 22 and 26, so it's not like they...
Why are you getting in so young?
I know.
Do something else.
I know.
That Harvey guy, he's done 100. He did 111.
Lewis. Yeah.
Last year. That's forward.
Crazy, dude. And when he did that, was it when he did that? Yeah, I believe so. You got Harvey Lewis, Sam Harvey, who is actually Kendall's coach right now. He's coaching him. So he's there at the event.
Is he? Okay, yeah.
He's a Kiwi. He's been on the podcast actually. And then you got Phil Gore. Gore.
I've heard of Phil Gore, yeah.
Phil Gore seems to be untouchable in the backyard. The thing is about backyard is when you get to the final two, it gets to a point where it's really helpful to have the other person assist the world record. If you've got, Phil Gore almost seems like Phil Gore's frustrated because he can't find anyone else to assist his world record.
Yeah.
So he's now getting to a point where it's in order for him to really see what he's capable of in this format, we need someone like a new Harvey Lewis or whatever to come along and actually be that assist. But it is mental. Sam Harvey on his last, I think he got the assist with Phil Gore. I might be wrong here, with one of those others. And he literally collapsed on his final lap, just fell asleep.
It's so...
He just fell asleep.
It's the sleep for me as well.
His profile picture is just him lying on the floor.
It's just the 15 minute, not even 15, I've been watching it every hour. Such a pointless thing, but I watch the terrible live stream. I'm just I look at the guy Mark's got 4 minutes every time.
Yeah.
What are you possibly, you're not sleeping in that.
No, not really.
And by that point,
is he doing it really in 55 minutes?
Yeah,
That's
55, 56 minutes.
That's interesting.
Because I think it's the conditions.
Yeah.
It's literally boggy. I was talking to Johnny afterwards, after he finished, and he just was he was feeling fine. He just literally could not move.
Yeah.
Because he's a bigger guy.
Yeah.
And so he was just, their feet.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's so grim. I'm so happy I didn't do it.
Were you going to go out?
I had a place, yeah.
Yeah, because you did the 50 mile,
50 mile, yeah, on the same route.
Which I think actually one of your favourite little videos is you at the finish line of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the choice of music or something.
Yeah.
It's just
the last couple of weeks, it's bizarre. That video is just blown up.
That one again, in particular, really?
Yeah. It did really well initially. I think it got 7-8 million views. Crazy. I mean, it's not... Objectively, not a very good video. It's just me collapsing over the line.
It's perfect choice of music.
Yeah, really dark music. And then, it's got now 13 million views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just a quick interruption to talk to you about today's sponsor, Innovate. Innovate have been supporting the podcast for a very long time now, and I'm very proud to present them to you. They not only make the best trail running shoes I've ever experienced wearing, and I don't say that lightly, they also make a ton of other outdoors gear and gym gear that you can choose from. So if you're just a little bit short on gear for the outdoors or going to the gym, go to innovate.com, inov8.com, and check out what they've got on offer. It is reasonably priced and high quality kit for everything you need to be a strong, durable runner in the outdoors. If you want to check out their shoes, I have many recommendations. inov8.com. Use the code generated by the link in the show notes to get 15% off.
It just randomly, I guess maybe because this was happening.
Yeah.
And like I then did a video of me being like, I'm not doing the Go One More backyard because like it's just not for me.
Things probably like comes up on the explore page now, right?
Yeah, and so people just like, and the comments are just, and you know, you can't reply to any comments at that point.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't know, 20,000 comments, but people are so funny.
Yeah.
Like completely wrong. They're like, oh, this guy's lying, or like, this is all fake, or like, they all think it's the backyard one. So they only think I did.
Right, of
yeah. And so it's like, what, like.
But they think there's breaks involved.
Yeah,
Stuff,
exactly. Yeah. That was, and it's on the same course, and it started raining then. And I was, if they had told us if it was dry, it's like carbon, it's really, really compact. So you could wear carbons. And Nick Bear was like, oh, this is all about going fast.
Right.
20 minutes before like the heavens opened. That's terrible.
It's become a bit of a theme for BPN.
Yeah, and then we're all looking at each other and like, we're like, we can't wear carbons.
What I loved about your coverage of it was obviously BPN has this kind of image, right? And so you have like you have the Nick Bears and the hybrid kind of style.
Yeah.
And then you have Hugo Fry coming along, the dark horse.
Yeah.
And I remember you like on a treadmill in the gym or something. I was just like, I really hope he just absolutely destroys everyone.
It was.
And you did, but you had a bad day.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like I think because I went into it pretty burnt out.
Right.
I'd done Berlin Marathon, so I'd done a block into that. Then I did that Jordan ultramarathon.
Oh yeah, the Ultra X.
Ultra X one in the Wadi Rum, and that was just like that. Those kind of things really like they just kill kill your central nervous system. Especially it was the first time I'd ever done multi-day, and when you have like, I remember the third day was the longest. It was 60k.
Yeah.
But then everyone was like, "Oh, we're done."
Because you think that
you've done the biggest one. The next day was 48k, which is still like over a marathon in the desert.
Yeah.
Like it's
after 3 days.
After 3 days of like, I think it was like 40, 40, 60, 48, 38, something like that.
Yeah, right.
And so, you know, the last day was shorter, but the elevation got more and more.
Right.
Like the first day was the easiest. I remember me and I think his name was Fazari. He was
he like held the record.
No. That was Salome. So that guy had won it 8 years in a row.
Yes, this guy.
Yeah. And then me and this other guy I think he was from Ethiopia or somewhere. He had won a couple of other Ultra X's, and they were like, "Oh, come and try and challenge Salome." And then so me and him the first day, we did a 1:20 half marathon in the first stretch, and it was so sandy and like 30 degrees already. And I remember crossing halfway and just looking at like the support crew, and then we'll be like, "Fuck you! What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
like this is not this is more than a marathon. This is not a sprint.
Just to let you know, there's more to do.
There's more, yeah." And then that second half, like we both just, I mean, we still did it relatively quickly, but we just blew up. And the last K was just all up this like sand dune.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like baking hot into the tent area. And we got back at like, I think maybe like 11 o'clock in the morning. So it wasn't like boiling. It got hotter through the day. But then you just there was nothing. There was no internet. There was nothing to do all
Yeah,
day.
yeah. You're just like in the tents.
In
or
the
whatever,
tents, which
yeah.
are all black, marquee kind of bedouin tents. They're just like baked in the sun.
Wow.
And then you're just sitting there for like 10 hours. Well, I mean, it's not, you got to know people really well, but then it was just, and then you're eating all this. I had fuel. I can't remember what the brand I had. Fire Pit.
Right.
Something
Oh
like that.
yeah, like dry food.
Dry food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and I I had like six each day of these like dry
Wow,
foods.
that's
And
so interesting.
yeah, you just all you were doing, and then you just sat there.
Because it's a completely different experience for you at the front.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're catering for, non-elites, people who are just doing it and surviving it.
I think the people who are, I also kind of say this about the marathon as well. Some guys were walking it.
Yeah.
It was taking them 12 hours a day.
It's long, man.
Peak heat.
It's long.
You're just like, even like London Marathon last year, I had a horrible time, but it was 27 degrees.
Yeah.
If you're doing that for 8 hours, the strain you're putting on your body, and also like my body's kind of adapted to doing that sort of thing. Whereas if you're jogging an 8-hour marathon, your body is not adapted.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine what you feel like the next day, let alone 6 hours into a marathon.
I think one of the things that I respect so much about you is that you're an extremely good runner, but you're not so specialized. You play with all the distances. Like you're not afraid to go and like have a go in the ultra space and dominate. But I think you're very unique in that sense, and so unique to talk to because you actually have experience of like redlining a marathon for 2 hours, 17 minutes. But then you also have experience of like going and doing Ultra X for a few days of desert running.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, because I started running super late.
When did you start?
COVID.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So like I didn't have any like preconceptions or ideas of how you're meant to have a career in running, or I didn't even think I was gonna have a career in running, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I just started. And so I know like, especially in road running, it's like you grow up doing the shorter stuff, then you get into 5Ks and then 10Ks. And then, I guess someone traditional is like Alfie Manthorpe.
Yes.
Who's like crushed it in the shorter distances.
Yeah.
5, 10s, done an amazing, I think he's like a 61.5. Now he's doing the marathon.
Right.
So you do a traditional.
Yeah, you see a lot of really elite runners doing their marathon debut.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a marathon debut, but they're gunning for like 2:05 or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. They'll do like 2:08 or something mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just started at the marathon, and then I'm still so far off it. My like times don't necessarily correlate, if that makes sense. It's like my 5K should technically be a lot quicker for someone who's done a 63-minute half.
Yeah, so like you do a 10K at like a 2:57 per K pace, right?
Yeah,
your
something like
PB?
that. Yeah,
and then
29.27,
am I right in saying your half marathon is at a 3-minute per K pace?
Yeah.
So that seems quite close.
A bit too close, yeah. So like I think my aim will be, I think in the next, I've got a coach now. I think summer will look to like, I'd love to get low 14s for a 5K.
Amazing.
Which would be super cool. And then I've done a couple of ultras. The last couple of ultras I've done, I've been like brutal.
Yeah.
And and it just takes so much out of you. And so I think I might like stay a bit away for now, just because it's such a different challenge. And like, I think I'd like to, have got some goals in the 5, 10, and then maybe I'd like to really like smash the marathon. And then if it depends on the opportunity, we're so lucky we get some really cool opportunities. And I'd love to see like what comes in the next couple of years. But yeah, I did a 100-miler in June last year.
Yes.
I've never felt pain like it. It's just excruciating. And when you're like 140K in, I'd done 120K before, and I'd done 100K, and they're exponentially less hard than doing there's 100 miles. That extra 60k in your head doesn't sound a lot, but when you're getting there and your body's just like
completely different race strategies.
It's so hard. And then even the 80 k, the BPN one, like that broke me, because also you've got to be so much more cognizant. What was it?
Cognizant.
Yeah, that's the one. Of your like nutrition as well.
Yeah.
So much can go wrong.
Yes.
And like for that BPN one, I think it was a night race.
Yeah.
I'd never done anything that wasn't starting at 9 a.m. pretty much.
Yeah.
So how do you eat throughout the day? How does that work? Your sleep, how does it so I just had the worst stomach.
Wow.
Unimaginable. And it was, I think there was not something in the air, but there was quite a few of us.
Not. It wasn't just you.
It wasn't just me.
Really,
there was quite a lot of us who had some really bad. I mean, Johnny had a real bad stomach as well.
Really.
So I think there might have been something we'd like eaten or something, maybe some water or something.
It's really hard when your stomach's not cooperating. Yeah. I had a race in Vietnam a couple months ago, and I just like I traveled so far. I think when you travel as well, I learned that apparently, if you travel in a plane, you get dehydrated a lot more quickly.
Yeah.
So I think there was like dehydration.
The air's really dry as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then obviously just a sudden change in time zones, change in diet, and like
also like compression and stuff. I always find I'm super like TMI, constipated. Your like body feels really weird afterwards. Like I always wear like compression socks and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, you can't compress. You can try and compress your whole body, but it doesn't really work.
We should invent a compression suit.
It's one of the reasons I switched from Boston to London for the marathon, because I was just like, realistically, I know I don't have a job now in terms of this is content is my job, but so I'm flexible. I could go out to Boston a bit earlier, but even still, the whole international travel, plane air, you can get sick on a plane so easily.
I think it's really easy to neglect. I think I'm getting a lot better at it now, at going, do you know what? Even the stuff you don't think is draining you is actually legitimately draining you physically and mentally. And it's taking its toll. And that's why you hated the first 40 minutes of your run today, because you are actually really drained from stuff that's going on with work or travel.
What you're consuming as well.
Man, so true.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, I've just noticed like marathon bills got really big. I mean, not that Iran really affects me, but like everything on the news is like so like jarring, and everything you're doing, and then also you're getting like at our levels, like you get how many comments you get a day on your Instagram, how many messages you get, and it's just like you always have to like be switched on. And
I've been really struggling with it this last week. I go through these periods of like having a great perspective, I'm zoomed out, I'm trying to build a body of work, I'm trying to like become an authority in the space over the course of a long period of time, like trying to sort of reframe things. And then suddenly I'll just get like all worked up about how hard I'm working and how unrewarding it is and like, or whatever. And then I've also found recently that, and I'd love to hear how you manage this, but I get sucked in. Like, I go to post something and then, next thing you know, you've been scrolling for 10 minutes. You're like, I'm supposed to be fucking posting something here. What am I doing? And then I get sucked into just like what feels like it's not affecting me, but I think actually is. And usually that stuff is like other running content.
Oh yeah, the comparison's mad.
Yeah. I'm not even like explicitly comparing myself. It's just that when I watch stuff, I'm thinking of ideas or topics, or like, it's a constant, could I make content about this?
Yeah. Also, you see someone else do. I mean, my thing, I'm still pretty new into content. Like I started properly in like March last year.
Really, is it that recent?
When I went to Kenya.
I wanted to say that's like the sort of time I started seeing your content, but I didn't want to like disrespect you.
No.
I think
I started because I just realized like I was so unfulfilled. I ticked all the boxes in life. You know, I had a really privileged upbringing. I kind of had, my family had the idea of, you know, you do your A levels, go to a good university, get a 9 to 5 job, that you're rising in the, and you know, I had a pretty good corporate career. But just like, I was like, this can't be, if this is it, I'm in so much trouble here. And what I learned, I did a really interesting job that was brutal, but like really good, like to open my eyes, was I was a chief of staff at BT.
Wow.
So I did like a chief of staff role for the CEO of a part of BT. And like what I learned is like the boardroom, I'd say 50% had to take time out for mental health issues, burnout, like, you know, and every single one of them had gone through something, and they were all late 40s, maybe 50s. Yeah. And they'd all crumbled at some point. Like, not that, and there's nothing wrong, obviously nothing wrong with that. It's more just like, it shows that actually you look at these guys as at the top of the corporate ladder, and everyone's fighting their own like demons, and it is soul crush. Like, it is just absolutely like draining. And I just looked at that, and I didn't ever, there was no part of my corporate career where I looked at someone and went, I want that. Yeah. And so I got to a point where I was like, I need to just like do something different. And I was taking running seriously, but you can't really take it that seriously when I barely had time to look after myself, because I was training twice a day, not commuting into work. I was in work 4 days a week. So I had one work from home day where you can kind of take the piss a little bit. But I got to, and then loads of people were going out to Kenya. Right. And it's kind of like, oh, let's see what, you know, my mate Gabriel, who I live with now, Gabriel Smith, he was like, oh, let's do it. Let's go out for a month. You know, start putting out content. Let's see what happens. You know, you're quirky.
Gabriel gave you the idea to put out content.
Yeah. He was like, you should put out way more. And it's funny because our strategies are very different. Yeah. And like in the first couple of weeks in Kenya, he was like, Hugo, like you're posting quite a lot. Maybe like slow down. Like you're posting like once or twice a day. Like I post 3 or 4 times a week. Like maybe that's enough. Like you don't need to do more. And I was like, nah, daily is the way I'm gonna go. And like I've really stuck by that. And I have like I have way too many like strong opinions about how you grow on social media. But like, and not that I think I'm doing it the best or anything, but I think too many people now on like I just find Instagram really tough to navigate now, because it's just so many people just do trends and and like I don't mind, I'll do a trend, and don't get me wrong, I do the classic like running video with my Strava time, sure, but 99% of my content is like me and my personality, which I think is super important for like longevity. And you can grow really, really fast by doing all the trends. I'm not saying you can't, but is that the growth you want? Is that the following you want? Is that how you're gonna make sustain a sustained growth and actually make a career out of it? I personally don't think you can make a career out of just doing trends, and I don't think brands will support people.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah, but because you see people grow so quickly on it, and you get so many views and engagement, I think you can get addicted to that. And like, I sometimes struggle with, for example, I posted a video today, which is very much like a day in the life. Sure. I know it won't, like yesterday I posted the classic like running Strava, gets like 200k views. Yeah. 7k, like, oh, so create really, really good engagement. Like, and then today I post something more day in the lifey. It gets a quarter of that, not even that. But I always realize like people who actually like me and my personality are the ones who are commenting on that, engaging, and that's the stuff like that I build a career on, not necessarily. And it makes it, if you're posting daily, it's always nice to have something a bit easier to post, so it doesn't completely drain you. But like, I wake up every morning thinking, shit, what's today? Like, what am I gonna have to do? Like, how do I make this? Because also, I'm sure you find it as well. my life is not like extremely entertaining, especially when you're in a mid-marathon block. Like I'm running 180 Ks a week. There's not that much I do in a day. Like how many times can I shoot me eating a rice or a bagel? Like there's not that much I can do. So it's like, how do I find entertaining? So sometimes when there's an easy video, it's great because it means it's just like one day of not having to completely think about it. But yeah, sorry, long way of rambling. I don't even know what we started with.
No, I think it's really interesting. I really wanted to ask you about social media because I really respect how you do it. You definitely bring your personality into it. I don't know anyone outside of the, maybe some toxic spaces that doesn't love Hugo Fry. I think you're a really refreshing character in the space. And I also know that, or at least it comes across like it doesn't seem like you're trying to hook people in too aggressively. It doesn't seem like you're trying to kind of get attention. It is just you being you, which I love.
I think it's the hooks that I could. There's so many things that I could improve to like get engagement for sure, and like the hooks at the beginning of videos. Like I to be honest, the reason I don't do a lot of it is because I am fundamentally kind of lazy. Like I'll edit a video and I'll watch it through and I'll be like, it's fine. It's good enough.
It's good
like
enough, yeah.
Because I'm posting like daily, I'm just like, it will get to like 6 p.m. and I'll look at it and be like, it's fine. I could probably like hook something a bit better or like find a better clip to like start the reel with. But I'm just like, if you are only watching my video, you're only deciding to watch my video because the first 2 seconds is engaging. I like.
And also, you're putting out a ton. You've got to think long term. Like you can't like hang too much on one video.
Exactly. And I get. I'm sure. Again, you must get this loads. People messaging you, being like, "I want to start. Like, do you have any tips?"
Literally, a few days ago, someone messaged me and said, it was a really friendly message.
Yeah, they're always really lovely.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want to start social media, but like I just don't know where to start. And that's like someone saying, I want to start running, where do I start? It's like, you run. So you go for a run, or like you post. You just start posting. Like it's literally as simple as that.
It's so simple. I think it's really hard now. I think it's really hard now, unless you have a real niche out or you have something really unique to offer. It must be very hard to grow because there's so much. But
you are the niche, and I think that's why you do so well, because you've tapped into realizing your authenticity. Like you've realized, you know that what makes you unique is you.
Yeah. And I also think it's not luck because I've worked very hard to get good at running, but I have a unique. I don't know many other sub-elite runners or runners in my space who kind of have a personality that a lot of them are great guys, but who can then translate that through through the lens.
Yes.
And so I kind of have a slightly quirkier take on running itself anyway. And I think I mix in doing the crazy stuff as well, which helps. So I've got a couple of different like strings to my bow.
I think it's the unseriousness of it.
Yeah,
I think it's the unseriousness of the fact that you are a phenomenal shorter distance or middle distance runner, but you also are just like willing or have been willing to just like go at it at an ultra. And people love that's like, that is social media perfection.
Yeah. I think also like, my big thing is, if it's not your job, do whatever you like to do. And I think there's too many people online telling you that, oh, you need to lose weight loss, you need to do weight loss, or you need to do this, or you need to do like high rocks because that's the thing, or oh, you're only going to grow on social media if you do this or that, or like, and it's like, well, if you're just working a 9 to 5, you're muddling along in life. Like maybe just doing a slow 10K is what you want to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and, like your plan doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be like a perfect runner plan, or you don't have to have a perfect diet. Just like do your best and do what you enjoy. And like if you don't enjoy running, I hope I still attract people who don't like to my page, who don't love running. They just like seeing someone who likes doing what they love. But like if your thing's Pilates or yoga, you do that, or like strength training, or even high rocks or whatever it is. I'm like, that's all, like, I just want you to find the way you move, because that's for me more important than you just sitting at a desk and not ever moving. Like, find the way you like to do it. And just don't put too much pressure on it. Because as soon as, I remember it was like, I got way too into running. Like, when I had a normal job, I just like, my whole life would be building up to a marathon. I'd like hammer it, focus fully, no distractions. Like I wouldn't date, I wouldn't do anything, just fully like locked in, all this bullshit. And then like London last year, I'd burnt all my annual leave going to Kenya. I had like 6,000 followers on Instagram. Like this was not a career path for me. I get to London Marathon Day. I've literally spent the last 3 months like fully dedicated. I hadn't gone on a date. I hadn't done anything. Hadn't done anything particularly fun. Kenya was pretty dark, to be honest. Like it was like oppressively hard. I burned myself out. Like I was doing just crazy amounts of working out. And then I got to London, did it, and a complete flop. Like, I walked half of it because I overheated. I lost my hearing. Like I just completely.
Wow.
And then woke up on Monday morning, just went back to my job, and
with no annual leave,
left for the next year. And like people were like, "Oh, how did it go?" And I was like, "Oh, it was a bit disappointing, but it's fine." And they're like, "Oh, you probably still got an amazing time," and all this kind of stuff. And then Monday by 12 o'clock.
No one cares.
No one cares. And like I was just like, oh my God, I've spent all this time like thinking it's such a big thing. And I put so much pressure on myself. And fundamentally, even now, even with the social media following, I do badly at London this year. For a couple of hours, people laugh at me. People go, oh, that's like, you thought you were so good, and now what, you did this, like, you flopped. Great, like 1 or 2 hours. And then by Monday, no one cares again. It's like the only person who really cares about your achievements is you. So rather than fully focusing on like the outcome, you've got to make sure that you enjoy how you train and like what you're doing.
I want to take a moment to quickly mention Innovate. Innovate make the best trail running shoes that I have. I have tried many different types of trail running shoes, and Innovate are right at the top as my favorite. From the Trail Flies to the Max version, to the Trail Talons, the Trail Talon Speeds, they're all phenomenal shoes. If you're looking for something that is foot-shaped, if you're looking for a more minimal option, you can find that in their array of shoes. If you're looking for something that is nimble, but does have a decent amount of solid cushioning, you can get a Max version of one of their shoes. If you're looking for shoes with proper lugs, so, quite often trail running shoes are just glorified road running shoes with some lugs on the bottom. Innovate makes them differently. They actually think about grip. They actually think about how it's going to feel running over technical terrain. Go to Innovate, get some proper trail shoes that are protected on the upper and grippy underfoot. I could say so much more about why I love their shoes. Go and experience them for yourself. Innovate, Inov8.com. Use the link in the show notes to generate a code and get 15% off. Back to the show.
And that like the mundane like life, and like at the moment I think I'm doing it really well.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm really enjoying my training, but also like I love making my videos. I love my life. I like being creative again. I'm in a really good, really healthy relationship. It's going really well. Like I've got a really nice apartment. Everything's like just going very, and I'm not putting any pressure on London, because at the end of the day, like there's always another race. There's always going to be another marathon. If it doesn't go well this time, it might go well the next time. And so that seems contrary to what I see 99% of social media.
Yes.
Where it's like, this is your life. You've got to smash it. It's so important. You've got to do X, Y, Z 100%. You've got to make sure you're eating 100% clean. You can't ever cheat on your diet. You have to like go and like hammer your body. And like, yeah, I push myself, but that's purely because like I myself love it.
Yeah.
Not because I'm getting told to do it or I feel the pressure to do it. So yeah, that's kind of, I think.
I got a bit of stick the other day. I was on a friend's podcast and I referred to a video that I saw of a girl crying because she didn't get her time at a half marathon. I believe, I don't want to be too specific about it because people might track down what video it was.
Yeah,
and it's nothing about this particular person. But I believe she was in Rome, Italy.
Yeah.
She'd just done a half marathon. She's crying because she wanted to get 140 and she didn't get 140.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had a bit of a rant about it, and I basically said, you should be ashamed if you're crying at the end of a marathon like that. Like, you need a perspective shift.
Yeah.
I got told off for the specific words that I was using, like, you should be embarrassed, you should be ashamed. But I do still believe it. I think that what you've just described there encapsulates a better perspective.
Yeah.
And that is that it's not that deep. And actually, you're allowed to be upset. You're of course allowed to be massively disappointed. You've put so much work in. You've sacrificed a huge amount. If you've got a job and kids and a side hustle and loads of other things, and you're also training for this, and then you don't get what you were training for, of course you're allowed to be upset.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's toxic positivity, but I do think you need to zoom out and recognize it's just running.
Yeah.
It's just a hobby.
My favorite is like, if my gravestone says he was a 217 marathoner, I failed. I've literally, that's so bad. Like, there's so much more to life. I get if you're like a world champion, 100% go
you
for
failed because it should say 215.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a 63 half, it's actually better. But like, I just like, I just don't see the point in, because I used to be like that as well. I remember I've got a tattoo that says, I'll show it to you, it's awful.
Go on.
I'm actually wearing compression socks at the moment. We're in the taper, you know, but where it's this one. It says 0.08.
Right.
That's because I missed my marathon goal by 8 seconds.
No.
Yeah. So I got 2:30.07.
What does it mean to you now then, that tattoo?
It's more symbolic. It's actually the reason I got it was because then a couple of months after I got my first major injury, and I couldn't run again for ages, and so it was one blow of not getting 2:30. I was 2:29, and then I got injured and I couldn't run, and I always look back at that day and go I definitely had so much more on the tank. And so it's almost for me it now symbolizes you don't know when the last time is going to be. So if you get to the start line, then have a good go, have a good crack, empty the tank. And if you've given 100% and you don't make your time, that does not matter. It's more for me, I'm going to always give 10% because I think it's really important to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
But then if I finish and I know I've given that.
Yeah. Only you can know that.
Yeah. And I remember I did Berlin Marathon and in 2024 and I got 2:19.58. And that was obviously breaking 2:20 is such for an amateur runner is the pinnacle. And but I don't know how it happened, but I stopped my watch and I looked down and it said 2:20.02.
Yeah, right.
And I was like
4 seconds.
I've again had another moment where I've just missed out on a goal, and there's literally a photo. Someone took a photo of me being really disappointed because I thought I'd failed. But I remember thinking that was I gave everything on that.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I've done 2:20.02, I know I've got a 2.
That's where I'm at right
that's
now.
Right, and I'll be able to get I'm 20. I think I was 27 7 at the time. So I was like, I've got time. Like, there's no rush anymore. And the main regret I think so far I've had in the marathon is I did New York Marathon and I got a 2:21 on like one of the hardest courses in the world. I came like 37th.
Wow.
Crazy, like unbelievable. And I remember finishing and I was so broke. I was so annoyed because I didn't think I'd done well enough.
Right.
Because my PB was 2:19 and I was like,
yeah, interesting.
oh my God, I've got nowhere near my PB. And I hadn't really conceptualized that the course is like exponentially harder. You can't compare the two. I'd done really well. And I don't know, it's like a couple of months later, like a couple of my mates were like, that's the best thing you've ever done. And like, you were so disappointed, like you should. And so now I'm very much like, you've got to step back and think about like London, for example, is a much harder course than a Berlin or a Valencia. So you can compare the two, obviously, they're still a marathon distance. But it's a very different challenge, and you should think of it as a race, not a...
Yeah, what I find interesting actually is that in the ultra space, especially like mountain ultras, there's so many different variables that the time isn't even considered.
Exactly.
You can't compare, I don't know, you can't compare two 100Ks. You just can't do it. It's like impossible. And so it is about on the day. Yeah. And like people will ask me, how long do you think it's going to take for this race for you? And I'll be like, I don't know. And I've actually sat down and looked at the topography, like the profile of it, and been like, I think apparently that bit's quite technical, but you know, you can never really know.
Yeah.
And so much is going to happen that like you can't really look at a time. You can't like do a 100K in the mountains and be like, right, I got 16 hours on that one, I got 18 hours on that one. But the 18-hour one may have been such a better performance, and it's really obvious that it was a better performance. Whereas once you get down to like road marathons, I call them the classics, 5K, 10K, half marathon on the road, it's all far more clinical.
Yeah.
Do you think there's more danger then in being like
100%? Your personality is your time.
Yes.
Yeah, like sub 3 is such a thing, and like if you don't get it, you're failing, and like I think the reason running is booming is also because of that. Because I think it's very easy to not see progress. I mean, it's not easy to see progress because you've got to work hard to see progress, but it is something where you put in enough work, there is actual like reward to your like sacrifice. Whereas I think, especially in our millennials, is it Gen Zs?
Yeah.
You know, the one below us?
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you live in London and you have a normal job and like you're an accountant, it's hard to see any progress at the moment. You can't buy a property. Rent costs you 1.5k a month in London. You know, all your earnings go straight to like rent. Then a pint costs you £7.50.
Mate, I paid almost £9 for a pint.
I haven't bought one in London for a long time, so I don't.
Crazy.
It's mad.
Yeah, you're out of date, mate.
Yeah, I know.
It was
£7.50 like 6 months ago. It's crazy, and so like you're spending all this money on like quite an average life. Your job might suck. You might not feel very fulfilled, and so running is so easy to be like, actually, I'm at least I'm progressing in one area of my life, and that's what I think is why it's so popular at the moment, because like it's very easy to, and it's the same with high rocks, exactly the same sort of like you can see progress with times, and it's all very standardized. So you can, in a bad way, go, well, X only did a marathon in 4 hours 30, and I did it in 4 hours 20. So I'm better. At least I'm better than that, and like, you know, you can.
You're fully capable. You're fully able to measure yourself up to others in a really easily quantifiable way. But the thing that's always frustrated me about running is exactly that. Yeah. Because you'll have someone who is he's a guy. He's single. He's like wildly talented. Yeah.
You not really put genetics into it, right?
Yeah, and he's like, you know, got a pretty low key job or whatever. Yeah. And he does a great time, and then, you know, you have some single mum who has 4 kids. Yeah. And a fat dog, and you know, runs their own business or whatever. Yeah. And they go out and complete a marathon. Like, which one's more impressive is always the question I hate the most. Yeah. Because it's like, well, you're oversimplifying something extremely complicated. Because yes, the running is simple, but the rest of your life
Yeah.
is the complicated
My
bit.
two like not pet peeves is like when I meet someone who like follows me, and I go, oh, like, because I know they know way too much about me anyway. Like, we don't need to talk about me. I put it all out there. You know a lot, far too much. But when I love to like ask questions and be like, why are you following me, or like, what's the thing, or what are you doing next? And people go like, oh, like, no, I'm not quick. I'm,
Yeah, right.
I'm slow.
Oh, I'm
or
nothing.
I'm not. Yeah, and I'm always like, shut up. Like, no. Like, be proud. Like, be proud if you've just started running and you've just done a 5K. That's super awesome. Or like, you're doing your first marathon. You may be finding it hard, but like, you're plugging along. And I'm like, that's far more interesting than this is my life now.
Yeah.
Don't ever compare. And then the other one is like when people comment like, oh, I don't know how you do this. And again, it's like, I've built up to this point. Like you might only just be coming onto my page now.
Yes.
When you're seeing chapter 45, but you might be on chapter 6 or 7, and you can't look at me. And I think too many people online are like comparing where everyone else is to themselves. And it's also, I'm showing you my outside for like 2 minutes a day.
Yes.
You don't know what's in my head for the rest of the 23 hours, 58 minutes. So, I think, I guess you're comparing someone else's outside to your inside. And I think that's really dangerous.
Yes, absolutely. Someone asked me, or a few people actually asked me this when I do ultras and stuff, but I remember someone asking me when I did Devil's Gulch last year, it was a 100 miler in the States. They were like, how do you train for something like that? I was like, 12 years of running and like interest in ultra running for 6 years and like slowly building. It's I don't just like think, in 6 months time I'm going to do this 100 miler, then train for that from zero. I think people have this idea of running where they're like, what are you training for? And how do you train for that specific event?
100%.
So, no, it's a whole lifestyle. Like I am a runner and I have events in the calendar that like dictate how I train throughout the year.
I think also another thing I've noticed is that like, because the marathon is the thing to do now in like on Instagram or on social media, everyone wants to do a marathon. So they go straight to a marathon. Sure. And I'm like, you might never have run before, or the last time you ran was at school, or like you just currently do 5Ks or 10K, you go to parkrun, and now you're signed up to a marathon. I think people underestimate how much of a strain that is, and also the jump of especially volume. Like you're going from doing like 10, 20K a week to 60K a week, or even from 5K a week to 30K a week. That's huge. Like, whereas I physically couldn't sign up to any events when I started running because it was in COVID. So I just ran, and I think I can manage load and I can take on a lot of volume. I think that's one of my skills, or something that is my physiology. I can handle a lot of volume where I know a lot of people can't. But I started doing the hour a day. Started running, did 30 minutes, moved up to an hour. Then I spent a year just building up volume, and I didn't do intervals, didn't do that. I just literally did loads of zone 2 kind of. I didn't know it was zone 2 at the time, but that's what I sort of did looking back. And I did that for like literally a year, and there was no, so I didn't have to really tax my system. And also like at that time, your life was stressful, but not, it was a very different, you were kind of locked up.
Different kind of stress.
Different kind of stress. You weren't really allowed to
It's not
move.
a full calendar, let's say that.
There weren't loads of, I think there was two in COVID. Either you got really pissed every day on Zoom and with your mates.
I remember getting drunk on Zoom.
Or you went the opposite and you were super healthy. And like, I just fell into the health camp. Like I was just finishing my grad scheme at the time, and I'd been going out consistently for 2 years, 4 days a week. I was like done with, I just felt awful in my body, and I was like, this is a weirdly good time for me to like really.
COVID gave people, like a lot of people, a bit of a shake and like a readjustment. And they were like, oh, suddenly I know how to make banana bread, and I actually am going to use this hour a day that I'm allowed outside to do something productive.
And like, I got really into like cooking and like healthy cooking, and like to be fair, like whatever you think of him, Joe Wicks's cookbooks were super good.
I bet.
They were super good. And like, I lived with my mum at the time. So I just made my mum lunch and dinner every day from the cookbooks.
Brilliant.
And like, I was technically working, but like, no one was that busy. And so like, I'd cook twice a day and then really healthy stuff, go for my hour run.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much with my life other than that. And like, I got super healthy and I picked up running. And then when COVID kind of finished and events started coming back, I did Brighton Marathon was my first one, but that was after 18 months, right?
Yeah.
Of a good build. Whereas now, like, it feels like if you're getting into running, you're like, okay, now I need to sign up for a marathon because everyone else is doing it. And actually, I think a lot of people forget that the base building is like the most important thing.
I try as hard as I can to try and encourage people to fall in love with running first, because I think a lot of people. I'd be curious to hear what you think about this, because I got a bit of stick putting out a video about this once.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember exactly what the video was, but clearly I came across as not inclusive or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was basically trying to say, if you're getting into running, don't. Basically exactly what we're saying. Like, don't just sign up for a marathon. Like, if you want to get into running, don't sign up for a marathon thinking that will get you into running.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole different relationship that you have with running when you're training for something. Get into running, enjoy the presence that it gives you, the joy and the like experience itself. Fall in love with running.
Yeah.
Then sign up to some races if you're interested in that.
Another thing I really dislike is when people are like, the battle's over, like, I've done the block, like,
Right.
you know, I've suffered through this marathon block, and like, now I get to race. And it's like, your whole life, you spent the last 3 months suffering for one day where it could
go wrong.
It could go so wrong. It could be boiling hot, or it could be torrential rain, or like headwinds all the way. It could be a horrible day, and you've spent the last 3 months not enjoying a moment. I'm like, for me, that's not the right way to look at it, because if you don't enjoy it, you've just wasted 3 months of your life for a day that could literally be an absolute horror show, a complete car crash. Like, I did 2 marathons back to back that were disaster. Like, London was 27 degrees, and it was a horrible day. And I don't know anyone who had a good day there.
It was a bad year. I remember seeing a lot of content about that.
Yeah, and so that was awful. And then I did Berlin, exactly the same. It was a scorcher again. And I remember getting to, it was around 35k. And this in London and Berlin, I lost my hearing. Sort of like, it's not, I think it was drop of blood pressure when you're about to like faint. And you know, when you're in an airplane, your ears go, that was what it felt like.
Wow.
And I remember in London, I was like, okay, I that's it, I'm done. I'm cooked. Like, there's nothing else I can really do here. But in Berlin, I was like, the last marathon I did was London, and this happened, and I had an awful day. I can't have back to back. Like, I just need to head down, get through it. Like, I don't care. And I finished Berlin, and I did really well on the day, but because it was so hot. But I didn't PB, and you know, I projectiled.
Wow.
It's the first time and last time I've ever vomited or anything from a race. Like, pure, like, fluorescent bile. Like, it was just, I was so unwell. And it was just, my girlfriend now, we'd been on like 3 dates or something. And she was
there.
She was doing Berlin.
Okay. So she wasn't at the finish line.
And not at the finish line.
Oh, God.
And so, but when she finished, she like phones me up, like FaceTimes me. And she, like, I turned the phone on, she's like, oh shit, like, are you okay? And I was like,
panda.
Pale white, like, so unwell. It was awful. This little German fat that was so nice. I was like hobbling around, like, just kind of completely delirious. And like, 2 of them like picked me up and like put me on the bench and like gave me a bottle of water. This random family. It was so sweet. But like, both of those were horror shows.
Yeah.
And so if I'd spent the whole training block hating every minute, complaining to all my mates how bad it was, not having any fun, not enjoying it at all, and then having a bad race, you would resent running and you'd resent everything about it. Whereas, you know, you get into it, as you said, try and enjoy the first couple of months of just running, finding out what some people love doing interval sessions and like doing that sort of work. We'll focus on that then, and then maybe don't do so much easy, just focus on your intervals and do that a couple of times a week, and that's good. Or if you love the easy stuff, just do that and just enjoy the movement and then sign up to something that's more aligned with what you like doing. And that's why I like, to be fair, that is the one thing about ultras I really, really like, is that it does not matter, as you said, times don't matter. It's about completing it. And that's the spirit as well, is so much more, it's not more friendly, but it's a very different vibe. Like,
certainly,
I've done a lot of the Ultra X stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like,
they're such a great,
they're just, everyone's chilled, everyone's happy, everyone who does it has just got a smile on their face.
I think there's something that brings everyone together. I mean, you get this, obviously you get it at the marathon, it's a beautiful distance and you get a lot of that. But the shorter you go, the less of this you have. But I think like when you go to a mountain ultra or something where no matter where you come in, you've all been through you've all climbed the same mountains, you've all gone through the same like crazy places. Like no matter how slow you're going, it's still hard, there's no way to make 100 miles easy. And so there's this joint, like there's this connection between you, right?
Like camaraderie, and also you're not redlining the whole time, so you can have conversations. You can meet people who are really interesting, and also anyone who's signing up to a 100-mile UTMB ultra thing is going to be an interesting person.
For sure.
You're going to have really interesting conversations, and you can have those where it's like, what? I'm not going to ever turn around to the guy next to me at a marathon and start having a chat. You can't do that. So,
shut up, dude.
Yeah, like,
I'm racing.
I can't even breathe. So I'm not going to have a conversation.
Can you try harder and stop talking?
Yeah. If you're talking, work harder. I think that is like, but I'm sure, I always think it's like, when something blows up and it goes one way, there's always going to be a kind of a realignment and a readjustment. So I think running right now is just really at a peak point. But it
feels like it has been for a long time. I mean, I've been running in some capacity for about 13 years, and I've seen like a couple of interesting kind of peaks. I think I came in during some sort of peak, but it seems like that every time there's an economic downfall of some kind or wobble, running and fitness has a boom. But I do find it interesting, the different kind of styles of enjoyment. I got a bit of a theory about the kind of grind set, sufferfest kind of grindstone sort of hustle culture. I don't even know how to
hustle porn.
The type of content that's just like, I don't know, on a treadmill in the gym, hood up, black and white, with the stats over the top. That sort of I'm suffering, and the sentiment you were sort of saying there. I finally finished my suffering. Now I can race. That kind of idea. My theory on those people that people don't realize is that those people love it. They love the suffering. So they're branding themselves as someone who can do hard things, who can suffer, who's disciplined, and all that stuff. They love being those things. That's the thing. And I know that because I very much used to be that. I got into running simply because I respected the grind of getting up early in the morning, grinding it out. I was punishing myself in some way, but I fancied myself as someone who could suffer. I fancied myself as someone who was hardcore, who could train hard and do hard things no matter what. It was to my detriment in many ways. I didn't sleep enough, didn't fuel properly, blah, blah, blah. But I know what it's like to enjoy what other people think is crazy and don't enjoy and don't see any attractiveness in.
I completely respect anyone who can do that, by the way. It's what I dislike, and I know there are a lot of people online who do this, is they portray themselves as someone who hustles, grinds. But I just can't get past the fact that I don't think they really know how hard others work.
Yes, I agree. And I've worked with some seriously hardworking people.
And I find my favorite thing is to go down on a Saturday and work out with this group I train with at Battersea. It's called Cottage Collective. Oh no, Cottage Relocated, sorry. And all those guys are just normal blokes who don't put anything online. All of them are between 2:15 and 2:10 marathon runners, like crazy good. They train 200k a week minimum. They don't complain. They get on. They love their running. They love their workouts. Like being surrounded by that, I know what hard work looks like. I really like those guys. Really work hard. I'm like, oh God, I need to up my game here. And so then I'll go on Instagram and see these guys, and I just want to be like, can you show me like actually how hard you work each day? Like you don't put in the hours. I promise. Like I know that you don't put the hours in, and they'll be like, oh, it's that grind hustle mentality, and I'm like, if you actually did it, like you might hate David Goggins, but you can't say he doesn't do.
No, undeniable.
He's undeniably whatever you think of him. He works hard. Like there is no doubt about that. And that I'm like, if you enjoy that, 100%. It's more for me. It's like people who portray this image online that they work really hard, but we all know people who do work pretty hard and like watch that know that. But I think it's what annoys me is because I feel like they're conning people.
Yes.
You know what I
mean? Do you
mean?
think that's where quite a lot of the frustration from the elites, the non-content making elites comes from?
Yeah, because they feel like you're portraying this like, I'm working really hard, but you're not really working that hard. You're sort of not conning people, but you're portraying something that is not really real, and then people are buying into it online. Yeah. And I think that it frustrates everyone. But, you know, and it's nothing worse than seeing someone lie to you online, really. And that's what I'm very like, I hope like, I'm very transparent about pretty much everything online. Because you just got to protect yourself as well, because the worst thing is like being found out for not being actually like yourself. And like, I elevate my personality online because I think you have to, but it's like 90% me. You know, the extra 10% is just being a bit more.
Is the fact you're on camera.
Yeah, exactly. And I think everyone is that, but I'm very much like me, and like, you know,
that comes across.
I think the avoidant, you can avoid getting called out a lot of the times by just being like, guys, apologies, like I am very privileged, I completely get that. This is just me. And then and it really takes the sting out of someone wanting to put you down, because I've already called myself out, you know. So that's what I think I try, and because you can't lie for, you can get away with it for a year or two, but imagine it'd be so tiring to have to put a complete front on and a pretense of who you are.
I remember you made a video that was really refreshing. Maybe it was in response to a few messages or something that you were saying. You know, look, I do this stuff. I run 200K a week. I'm like working really hard and all this stuff, but it's because I love it. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't just love running.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I do wonder though, like, how often do you hate running? Do you ever? Or is every day are you like sick and get to run today?
No. Like I definitely, I think there's also like, I'm being like hypocritical now. By the end of a block, it's a bit like, let's get to the start line now.
For sure. That makes sense. You've been peaking.
Yeah, it's like, it's a long old journey. And that's why I always like to throw in, like, if it's a marathon, I like to throw in a couple of races in between, just to like change it up. And you need that. If you just do a 3-month block towards a race with nothing to break it up, that's when I think you get into real trouble in terms of your like headspace and how you enjoy running. And also I think, especially in marathon blocks, I don't know, I've never done an ultra block. If that makes sense, I've never worked towards an ultra. Like I've always done marathons, peaked for marathons, and I kind of go, well, I can kind of get away with it because I've done the volume. So I can probably go up to how much further are you training?
Well,
how much further are you going if I've done?
It would just become very race specific.
Yeah, and like I go often to 40K on a Saturday. You know how much, if you're doing 100 miler or 100K, sorry, maybe you do a 60K simulation, but you wouldn't, because you're just you're hurting yourself.
I don't think you would.
No,
My take is you do more strength training and then you get more race specific. So if you're doing a mountain race, you just do more elevation, probably more time in London anyway on the treadmill or stepper or whatever.
But yeah, so like I started this block in January. So what's that, like 3-4 months, like 16 weeks nearly
Yeah.
of every week being pretty consistent. By like week 11, 12, you look at your marathon workout and it's like chunky.
Yeah.
Like even Saturday I did 31k pretty much near marathon pace.
Yeah, that's...
It's just like, and you look at that and it does scare you slightly, because I now know like on marathon day it feels different. So when you're like just like at the end of the block, you're doing one of those big workouts. Yeah, I'm not necessarily looking forward to it.
No.
Per se, but like I enjoy, and I love it's also a lot of it is like I love finishing, and the best part of like, especially when at work, you walked in on a Thursday morning and you'd like done 30k.
Right, yeah.
You would I just sit in my desk and be like, what have you guys done this
exactly.
morning?
There's this sort of feeling of
superiority.
Like, did you run a half marathon this morning? No, so shut up.
Yeah, literally. Like, why are you sending me that email? I don't need it. No,
but there's this interesting kind of dichotomy of like, sometimes you love it. It's like my last 3 runs, the first 40 minutes of all of those runs, I've just not been asked at all. And then finally something has opened up. And then by the end of it sort of turned it into a bit of like a progression, and I've like really enjoyed it. I've opened up and I've been like, yeah, I feel lucky, it's beautiful. And then there are some runs where the whole run, I'm just like excited to go out. I start going out, probably do more than I planned, and it's great. But so often I'm like, I don't want to do this. I can't be asked.
I'd rather getting out of it. I find my hardest ones are my doubles.
Yeah.
When I second run of the day.
Sure.
Especially when it gets to, I now really pushing my second run earlier, because it gets like 5-6 p.m. and like my headspace is so much like
so different running in the morning and in the evening.
I can't be bothered. And then I'll start and it'll get better, and you done 2-3k and then you're like, okay, it's fine. But just starting and like, sometimes I'm just like, this is the worst.
But overall, you love the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
The thing, isn't it? Like not every run is going to be enjoyable, but the process and the block and the idea of the marathon and like all of the whole game running.
Yeah.
Is something you love.
Yeah. I mean, like I would not be here if I don't think you can sustain it if you don't really love it. And also like, if I hated running, then I'd have to look at my phone all day creating content about running. I mean, it's just like, you know,
it's interesting because the word that keeps coming to my head through this conversation is balance.
Yeah.
You started your content, your running content period of time with, I would say, a serious lack of balance. For sure. You were going in on stuff.
Yeah.
You also post very frequently, which, as do I, and I know from personal experience, I've had times where that's been too much, taking its toll on me. I know that also, just speaking for myself, I'm someone who quite often takes on too much. At the moment, I'm in that period where I've taken on too much, and I'm like kicking myself. I'm like, why have I done this? But running for me has become slowly this teacher of balance, and I feel like, from talking to you, you're coming to a place now, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, where you maybe you're seeing the value in balance a little bit more. Yeah, I mean,
I struggle with balance, like, to be honest, like I really do. Like I can't do, I just can't find a middle ground ever of anything. Like it's a joke because I'm not, but like I'm pretty sure like if I wasn't addicted to like running, because there's obviously like some sort of addiction, or I'd be like an addict to something else.
What
like,
I used to say on the Relentless cans, no half measures.
Yeah, like I'd be I wouldn't probably be a drug addict, but you know what I mean? Like I could have definitely gone down the alcohol route, or like
I feel very similar to that.
Yeah, and so like because I struggle, I'll have a big block, then do a marathon or do something big, and then like for the week after, like I'm a retrobate. Like I'll go out drinking, have a great time with my mates, and then I get sick of that, and then I'm back on and I wish like I could just be a bit more normal, but like I don't think you can be in a position like what I've done in the last year or two
with constant moderation,
with balance. Like I just don't think you need seasons of like just being super focused on a goal, or else like I mean, maybe you can, it would just take longer.
But do you think balance then is a little bit, rather than it being like daily balance, it's more seasonal?
Yeah, and like also, I think it's just a matter of like what you prioritize at a certain period of time.
Exactly.
And like, to be fair, I think I'm pretty good now. I don't follow anyone really on social media.
Yeah, I got to a stage where I was similar.
Yeah, I follow like 300 people.
Yeah.
And all those 300, I'm pretty like I have regular communication with.
Right.
Not like, you know, and there's some like pages, you know, but the 200 people I actually follow are like people I like and I want to, you know, talk to and want to see what they get up to. But everything else, I'm just like, I just don't want to. I'm very bad at comparing myself to people.
Yeah.
That's something I've always done. So it's like Strava. If you go on my Strava, I follow 20 people.
Yeah.
Because I can't, and they're 20 people who are like my closest friends, because I can't, if I start following people of my same ability or close to my ability or better, I then suddenly just get in my head and be like, oh, they're doing X, Y, and Z. Why am I not doing that? Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they did that. And so now I just like, I follow 20 people. I don't post a lot on Strava. It is what it like. It's just good
control. You've got to control
what you're
inputs,
consuming,
right?
yeah. Because like I'm so bad at that comparison thing, and hopefully, like with age and stuff, I just get better at like blocking it out. But I've very much now I post, I reply to comments, I go through my DMs a bit, but then I'm very much like, okay, that's my job, and I don't then Instagram. I'm a scroller on TikTok.
It's easy to get sucked in.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah. I feel like it's very much more like, for me, my algorithm is like curated to like no one I know.
Yeah,
like, it's all very much like news. It's all anonymous, like random videos about like dinosaurs and like random stuff. Yeah. Whereas Instagram is very much more like, that's, I think, the space to yeah, and that's where I'm very much like a lot bigger on Instagram. So I'm just very much now, I post, do that, then get off it.
Yeah.
No point really flicking through. I like a story just to see what people are up to. I'm nosy. But apart from that, like, I very much get off it. I do my couple of runs a day. I eat quite a lot. And then, chill with my girlfriend for quite a long time of the day. And then it's, time to go to bed.
Sounds pretty balanced.
It is good. And then I'm looking forward to like I've got May not off, but like a lot of like going away, got a couple of weddings.
Nice.
That's when I'll not decompress, I'll still run, but when I'm in that phase of running, like I could never stop running.
Yeah.
I'll run, but it's just all easy mileage, all very like low key. That's the kind of running I really love doing. Like I'll go and run loads of distance probably. I'll still go and do some 30Ks and stuff, but it's more like just
chill.
Yeah, switched off, yeah.
Amazing, man. Well, thanks for joining.
No, it's been great.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's good to finally meet.
It's good to.
But you're
always all over.
Yeah.
But back for this window, so I'm glad we managed to.
How long are you back for?
Till the end of April.
And then
off to Borneo.
Interesting.
Of all places. Yeah.
Nice.
Taking advantage of the freedom.
Yeah.
So
that's class. Yeah, I'd love to get away a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm free.
I'll be honest, it sucks it does suck for training.
Yeah.
You there talking about a mundane daily routine and all this sort of stuff. I don't want to sound spoiled, but I sort of am a bit envious of that in some ways. Like when I had a 9 to 5,
routine.
I hate it, but I appreciated the fact that I got up super early, I got my run in, and then I carried on, and then I went to work, maybe went to the gym over lunch, and then it was so routine and perfect. Whereas now that I travel a lot and I am sort of doing my own thing, I find my discipline has dropped a lot. And that lack of discipline means that the training is actually less consistent, or it's or it's not executed as well, or I
don't think it's a lack of discipline. I think it's structure.
That's what
I think also if you're good at the running stuff, usually most people I've met who are good have a bit of autism or
Yes,
something.
no, certainly we're all on the spectrum.
We're all on the spectrum because
Yeah.
you need to. And when I'm off balance and off kilter, when I'm off kilter and like don't have a routine,
bro, I
lose
love
it.
to think that I'm like a super chill dude, whatever. Don't need the no. I need my structure.
Yeah,
I need my
yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
So Lou and I now are like we're finding places that we think we can be for a good amount of time, so that within a week or so I can find my roots. I can get a gym. I've got my things going.
Yeah.
But for me, like earlier on when we sort of left London, we were doing a bit too much moving, and kind of fucked with me a bit. I couldn't deal with it.
I go away for like 2 weeks. By the end of that, I'm like, I need a routine. I need to fight. So yeah, I'm gonna, but I want to definitely. It's being freelance and like not having.
It's great.
I'm like, I can go and do it. So like, if I don't, I feel like I've wasted.
I do have to make jokes to friends or whatever, or friends that I've got like a little chat with 2 others that we used to work together and we've all left since and done our own thing.
Yeah.
And I just make a joke like, let me just check with the manager, or like, let me just ask for some time off.
Yeah.
Because it is just so great not to have to request that.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm curious. So you've got London next, but then what other races have you actually got?
Nothing.
Sweet. That's nice.
Yeah, just open. I probably won't be doing anything. Last year, I very much was just doing anything. That's why I did the Jordan stuff. That's why
you really
I did VPN.
went hard.
Yeah, and then I did like CIM. I did a T100. I did like just random shit. Because I was like, why not? Like, I've just quit my job. I can do all this. And then I realized,
and surely did wonders for your social media.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, but events always do better.
I always find that, like, because I don't race very frequently.
Yeah.
I probably do 3 or 4 a year max.
Yeah.
Mainly because it is just, like you say, it's very taxing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also if you're doing ultras, it's a very different beast.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you can do a 5 or 10K. I'm fine.
For sure.
Literally
I could
the
probably
next day.
do with doing some more like park runs or whatever if I wanted to. But yeah, I don't race heaps. But I know there's people that race loads and do really well on social media, and I'm like, because when I do a race and document it, all of a sudden there's more engagement. So it's like.
Did you do one with a mate where what was that one?
That was Endure 24. That was quite fun. Yeah,
that looked great.
That's a good fun. Like big party.
Yeah.
That's actually in June. I don't know if I'm doing it this year, but
yeah, because I saw those videos and they did they do really well.
They do
and then
well.
you're like,
also the ones where the concept of it is easy to follow, like lapped courses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People appreciate.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. Good to meet you.
Been good. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Hugo. It was such a pleasure to meet Hugo in person and just sit down and have a casual chat about everything that he's doing. He is very quickly approaching London Marathon. Hugo, I hope you do everything you plan to do and throw down an amazing time. We're all here supporting you. I think one thing that I can take away from this conversation with Hugo is just his relentlessness with his training, but his ability to kind of balance that relentlessness and that hard training with an unseriousness, a sort of refreshing perspective on the fact that none of this is all that deep and it is just fun. He brings fun into the space and he challenges those who at the top elite and sub-elite level are taking themselves all a bit too seriously. And I think there's real value in that. And I think that might be his secret sauce. He approaches races in a relaxed way. He goes into them grateful and he throws down because he's grateful for that opportunity. I think you can take a huge amount from Hugo as an individual and as a runner. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with him. Good luck, Hugo, on London. If you're listening to this after, you'll know whether he smashed his PB or not. If you enjoyed this conversation, please do take the time to tap a couple times on the screen and rate the podcast on the platform you're listening to it on. Go check out the links below. There's some free stuff there. Check out the sponsor of this episode. If you're interested in the Coaching Hub, there's a new intake on the first Monday of every month. So if you want to work with me and be a member of the Coaching Hub, get a full running and strength program and a ton of resources available to you to help you become a strong and durable runner on the trails or whatever challenge you're facing. Check the links below. Okay. Run the runnable. Keep showing up for yourself. And I'll see you next time.